Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are taking a look at this absolutely gorgeous pair of Persol Ratti 714 Steve McQueen sunglasses. These frames are at least 30 years old because Luxottica acquired them in 1995, and that's when they dropped the Ratti naming on the frames. It's a beautiful pair of new old stock sunglasses. We can see the original Persol sticker there on the lens, and then also the little tag here, and then the beautiful leather case that says Persol right there as well. Just a really beautiful looking pair of frames. I've been wanting a pair of these frames for absolutely ever, and my buddy Ryan from Shades of Decades, Instagram right here, actually sold these frames to me, and basically you just can't buy a pair of these frames. You literally, you can't buy these anywhere. Even if you gave me $10,000, I don't think I could actually find a pair of these frames available for sale. Maybe I'd find one, maybe I'd find two, but it's very rare, and just a simply gorgeous pair of frames here. Now I do actually have a modern Luxottica pair that I'm going to bring in right here to kind of show you guys how they do look very similar. As you can see here, Persol really didn't change the frames too much, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about the new one that Luxottica makes. And we can see they do look very similar. The original definitely is a little bit more flatter, especially when laying it on a table here, so flatter front, where the modern ones are a little bit more curved. Now let me go ahead and I'll show you the back side here of the modern one, and here we can see the arrows on the hinges, and here I have to be very careful with this vintage pair here, but we can also see the hardware and the arrows on the hinges right there. I'm going to very carefully lay these down, and if you're very careful, you don't have to worry about the lenses scratching there, but just very delicately. I probably should be doing this on a microfiber cleaning cloth, but if you're careful, you don't have to worry about it scratching. And then we can also see the Maflecto stem system is different on the original than it is on the new. So here on the new, we can see the little 2 barrels on the Maflecto stem system. Here on the original, we can actually see 6 barrels on that Maflecto stem system. But again, relatively similar there on the backside of these frames. Of course, these frames do fold up, so I'm actually going to demonstrate that here on the vintage pair, and I'm going to open up the hinge like this and then fold it in. And something that's interesting here is the ear rest is actually going to bend out like that. That way it can fit over the frame and then sit like this. So you see, we can see that kind of curve there. That's going to be found on vintage pairs and not on the modern one. So let me go ahead and then open up the other side and kind of show you the same idea, how it's kind of bent there. So it's going to sit just like that. And then they're going to fold up again very carefully, just like this. And now we have these frames in their folding format, which again is really cool, absolutely beautiful. I really can't get over how beautiful this pair of frames is, in absolutely incredible condition here. Just really nice and classy. And here we have a great view of that original Persol sticker as well. Really nice stuff. And if I change the focus here, we can take a look at the nose rest, and we can see these are completely flawless as well. Now these frames, of course, are made out of this absolutely gorgeous acetate material. However, the nose rests, I do not believe, are made out of the same acetate material. I could definitely be wrong, but I believe they're kind of glued on there, and that is one of the main problems that vintage Persol sunglasses have, is these nose rests will actually kind of like crystallize and shatter, and it'll actually create a weak point on the acetate because of the resin or glue that they use to attach. It would actually attack and eat away at the acetate of the frame if they were stored improperly for decades. And because of that, a lot of them are shattered right here, and people just throw them away because their frames are completely done at that point. Of course, they can be repaired, but their repair doesn't always look great, and that is a very common thing to happen with these frames. However, these don't even have the slightest amount of that crystallization, which is really impressive, and I'm very thankful for that, of course. Now, if we can take a look here at the inside of these frames, there's actually a little circular, a Persol logo. I'm going to try to get a photo of that. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to see it, but it is right there on the lens, and that's going to be there for authentication purposes, so you know that you have a genuine Persol lens there. And then the last flaw with these frames is going to be here on the Maflecto stem system. So zooming in here, we can see it is actually cracked right there and then right there as as well. That's the reason why the slots are a little bit wider there. It's basically going to be the same story on the other side as well, where one of them is broken and cracked, even though these frames are brand new. And again, this is going to happen on basically every single pair of these frames. It's just impossible to find one that doesn't have a little crack. Now again, it doesn't affect the performance or anything like that. It's just the acetate was so incredibly super thin there that it just cracks very easily with, you know, temperature difference. And that definitely is a shame, but that's just going to be something that's going to be found in every pair of these frames. I've never seen one, even new old stock, never worn like this one, that wasn't cracked there. So definitely a little bit unfortunate there, but that's again something to keep in mind when you're buying a pair of these frames. You definitely have to expect imperfections like that, even on a new old stock pair of these sunglasses. As you can see here, the temple here is a little bit floppy. That of course can be solved simply by screwing down the top screws here, but I'm a little hesitant to screw down these myself. The last time these were screwed down was probably by the original manufacturer, some Italian who was hand making these frames, which is kind of special and adds to the history as well. So again, it's a little bit floppy, but that's not a big deal. And honestly, I probably will just tighten that up. That way I have less of a chance of actually breaking them with them being kind of unpredictable with the folding bridge like this. All right, so now let's take a look at this absolutely gorgeous, genuine leather case, which the frames fit in. We can see it's in perfect condition, looks really, really nice. Maybe a tiny bit of a scuff there on the Persol text. If we flip it open, just like this, we can see it does say made in Italy there, and we can see this really nice soft material and then the little metal hardware there as well, and just a really, really nice case. I actually don't store them in this case because it is a soft case, so it's not going to offer a lot of protection, so I actually store them in a hard shell case to protect the frames, but just really, really nice and absolutely classy. And it's really cool to think that Steve McQueen probably stored his sunglasses in a case just like this himself. So kind of really special there with that beautiful case and some really nice stitching there as well. All right, and now let's take a look at the text on the inside temple of these frames. Again, I have to be very, very careful here because I definitely don't want to scratch them or leave them with any imperfections. So we're just going to go ahead and open this up. And here on the inside temple of the frames, we can see it says 137 and then 97 Ratti. And then we can see it says made in Italy. You can also see the exposed hardware, which looks really, really nice. Now, while we're here, let's actually take a look at this little tag here. And we can actually see it does say 1986 Ratti. And Turin, Italy, which is where these frames were produced. Let's take a look at the English section here. And it says, Persol sunglasses, the supreme combination of advanced optical technology and fashionable design, which merits the label Made in Italy. Manufactured by Ratti Industria Optica in Turin. Every Persol component represents the ultimate in optical perfection and functionality. Lenses bearing the Persol imprint are free of chromatic aberration with 100% UV radiation absorption. They're mounted in frames featuring Maflecto, flexible temples that fit perfectly, all facial contours. Optical perfection, technical precision, and stylic enhance have combined to make Persol the supreme trademark in quality in sunglasses throughout Europe and the world. All Persol lenses bear the following imprint, and it shows the little logo there. So it's really special to have this original tag on these frames. Now taking a look at the inner right temple of the frames, we can see it says Persol 714 and then 5421 because it has a 54mm lens and a 21mm bridge. And that's all the text that we're going to see on that temple. So let's go ahead and pop these frames on face and show you guys how beautiful these look on face, of course. All right, and here's the part that you've all been waiting for, at least I've been waiting for, and that's actually to pop these frames on face for the absolute first time. They are simply gorgeous. I really can't stress enough how happy I am to have a pair of these. Look at these beautiful, beautiful brown lenses. My camera is probably going to lose focus here, but just absolutely beautiful crystal, all glass lenses, really, really, really nice. So yeah, let's just go ahead and pop these frames on very carefully. And wow, how good do these frames look on face? Oh my gosh, they look absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it is because they look very, very similar to the new pair that Luxottica, of course, makes that you can buy for about $500. And we do have these available on our website, or at least the old ones we have on the website. And they just look better. Am I wrong? Let me go ahead and Actually, I should use two hands and very carefully remove these. You're supposed to take sunglasses off with one hand. I'm actually gonna put them on the table here behind me. Excuse me for that for 1 second. And now let me go ahead and pop on the new modern ones. And the new modern ones definitely look really good and classy as well. But correct me if I'm wrong, those originals just look so much better than the modern pair. And again, the modern pairs still look really good, but I think that just goes to show how incredible those vintage pairs look. So again, here's the modern. Let me go ahead and then pop back on the vintage pair off the table here, because of course you guys don't want to see the modern one. You guys want to see these originals, and wow, they really, really just are stunning. Absolutely incredible. I'm so happy to have a pair of these frames in my collection. Now, we do have to talk a little bit about pricing, and we kind of already did. These frames are not cheap. Ryan gave me a really good price on these, but again, you're not going to get these for $1,000. You're not going to get these for even $2,000. I really don't think you're going to be able to. Maybe you can. If you can, send me a link. I'll probably buy another pair if you can get me one of these for under $2,000, or if you have a pair of these for under that kind of money as well in new old stock condition. But yeah, just really, really beautiful. Almost gives me goosebumps, almost, not quite. But yeah, let me know what you think about this pair of frames in the comment section down below. I'm so happy to own a pair of these frames, and I'm definitely very conflicted. I want to wear these frames every single day, but the old 30-year-old, maybe even 40-year-old acetate just can't handle everyday wear. They're gonna crack even more, and it's gonna just kind of ruin this beautiful new old stock pair of frames. So my collector heart and my actual practical heart is kind of torn with this pair of frames. So I really, really want to wear them, and I just simply can't wear these frames out. I can't even take the sticker off, so they kind of look a little silly without removing the sticker. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful pair of frames, and I just want to share this pair with you. I know it's different than my normal videos, but again, I have a real passion for these vintage pairs, and I knew you guys would want to see this beautiful pair of frames. The average viewer probably doesn't care too much about vintage Persol frames, but I definitely do, and if you're watching this video to the end, I'm sure you really do as well. So I really appreciate you for watching the video all the way to the end, and I appreciate your love for vintage Persol sunglasses as well. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Let me know what you think about this pair of frames in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up below, and I will catch you all in the next video.